Welcome back to Life at the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. One of the biggest questions we all ask ourselves as parents is what's going to happen to our kid when we go to that great gig in the sky? And it's a very scary question, right? And the last thing you want is for them to get shipped off to a different community or a different state. And I've been hearing mumblings and rumblings that something big is happening in Forsyth County. So I did a little digging, and with me today, Beth Burns and Tammy Miller, the co-founders of Keystone Village. Hi, Beth. Hi, Tammy. How you doing?
We're doing great. Thanks.
I got to tell you, I know this has been like a passion project for you ladies for quite some time. Tell us and all of our viewers what Keystone Village is going to be.
Keystone Village is going to be a future residential community for adults with special needs located here in Forsyth County. And our goal is to serve about 90 residents.
And are they going to be homes, apartments, tiny homes? What is that? What do you envision?
All of our units will be apartments that our residents will rent.
Okay, so it's going to be like a big apartment building. Will it have a pool and like a place where guys can go down and have like supper or lunch?
It's going to be an amazing campus that when you pull in, it'll have about 14 different homes. And within the homes, there'll be apartments for our residents to rent. But they'll encircle a big grass green area, and all the porches will be facing inside so that it has that real community feel. There'll be a big community center with a dining hall and classrooms, computer rooms, fitness area, just a whole bunch of activities.
And now, are there going to be like packages for people to buy then for their young adults with disabilities? For example, like if they wanted to go to a day program, will you have day programs on site, or will they be able to get some services? A lot of people still need some supplemental care, or how will that look like on your property?
Keystone will manage the building part, the facility part, and then all of our residents will be responsible for their own providers, which will have the services that they'll need to be a resident at Keystone. So we definitely plan to have them, everybody there taken care of. But again, it's all about choices, and everybody's going to be able to select the kind of providers that they want to have while they're at Keystone, and that will enable them to do all the things that they're going to be able to do.
And when you say there's going to be these homes and within them like apartment buildings, will you have anyone living on site that can kind of manage in case of an emergency, or what that might look like?
So currently, right now, we're working with the state to see, there's services that each resident has. And because we're serving a wide range of disabilities, from somebody who's mildly impaired and may not need anything but a pop-in type service, to those folks that have the most severe needs, somebody that needs 24-hour care 7 days a week. And within those homes, there'll be a lot more staffing to take care of all those needs. And again, it's based on what's provided through the waiver, if somebody chooses to use the waiver, or there are private pay. So somebody that comes as a private pay can, have as much service as they want. This is their apartment. It's their choice, whichever, service they want.
And I can hear families right now, like, very excited about this, right? I can also hear the very first question of them saying, well, how much is this going to cost? So let's talk a little bit about pricing, packages, waivers, not waivers, private pay. What are you guys envisioning here?
Well, from the beginning, when Tammy and I first got together and decided that we really felt like this would be appropriate for our children and many other children like them, cost was a big factor. There are other residential communities in the area that are private pay, and they can run anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000 a month for somebody to live there. And we just felt like that's really cost prohibitive for a lot of people. So our goal is to have as much donated ahead of time or as we're developing this project so that we can keep the costs down. At this point, we don't really have a clear estimate, what things are going to cost because we haven't really started the building process. As we know, everything's gone skyrocketing cost-wise because of the pandemic. So
for sure,
the projections for now are it's going to cost about $20 million to build this campus. So we're working very hard to generate the money that we need so that we can get the costs down for our residents and it become affordable for a lot of different types of people.
However, I will add, we're already a portion of the way there due to a land donation that was so generously granted to us from the Pacific Group. And we are at the final stages of having that land conveyed to us. And that's already a very big chunk out of our, final costs.
Right.
Yeah.
With me today, Beth Burns and Tammy Miller, the co-founders of Keystone Village. And when we get back, we're going to talk a little bit about the wait list, breaking ground, and even cutting the first ribbon. Stay with me. Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. With me today, Beth Burns and Tammy Miller, the co-founders, these forces of nature out there behind Keystone Village, which will be the community built in Forsyth County that will house, how many residents did you say you'd be able to get? Almost close to 100, right?
90. Yes, we're zoned for 90. Mm-hmm.
Zoned for 90. And I bet the wait list is already surpassing that. How can people get on a wait list? Because I know that's so many parents. That's their fear is, what happens to my child when I'm gone? Yes. And so I know that they want to put them on the wait list right now.
Well, first off, they should not panic because we do not have a wait list at this point. It's probably our number one asked question. And we assure people there is no wait list. At this point, we have a resident survey that's on our webpage, and we'd love for people to express their interest. They can fill that out at www.keystonevillage.org. But we do not have a wait list at this time.
I bet that's probably a better idea not to have a wait list because, I mean, you would have hundreds of thousands of names on them, right? Like it's just too soon right now. When do you think, you said you're in the final stages of acquiring the land. When do you think you're going to break ground?
Well, we're hoping as soon as possible.
Yes.
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. You know how the construction goes. We just, we have to do after we get the land is start raising the capital that we need. And a lot of the USDA loans and the CDFI loans from the bank, all of those are contingent on having the land. So once it's conveyed, all those types of fundraising areas will kick in. Then we'll start reaching out to the community, and we're hoping that we'll have a lot of support from individuals in the community or corporations or whoever it is out there that has money that feels that this would be a fabulous service to people with disabilities to help support us.
Didn't you guys just recently have a fundraiser and you made like lots and lots of money for this, right?
Yes, we made about $65,000.
And what was the fundraiser called?
Rockin' for a Reason.
Rockin' for a Reason?
It was a concert at the Cummings City Center that was sponsored by the North Forsyth Rotary, North 400 Rotary. And they just did just a phenomenal job. They got a great band, and we had some huge sponsors that we're very grateful for. And we also got a golf cart that we raffled off.
Cool.
So all those combined really helped us generate the money that we did.
And will you have upcoming fundraisers either before the end of the new year or right in the beginning of the new year?
Absolutely. We have a car show coming up on December the 7th. We have a gala event, and the date is to be determined. But all of that is listed on our webpage as well.
And the other big one that we have coming up is the Gingerbread Cottage Construction Challenge. It's an online fundraiser. So, and as you give money in purchasing like shingles for the roof or the tiles for that side of the house, you'll see the house progressively added color to it, so that at the end, when we've reached our goal, the cottage will be completely colored.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
That is a good one,
It's
right?
super fun.
Because you can actually see it as money is raised. The house is being
right.
built in for the gingerbread houses. I love that. That's terrific. I know we're a little bit a ways from the ribbon cutting ceremony, but where can people find Keystone Village online? Where can people get in touch with you and answer that parent survey? Where can people reach out? I'm sure you're on socials as well.
We are. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Just look Keystone Village. We also are, like I said, our webpage, keystonevillage.org. And you can find all the upcoming information. If you fill out that resident survey, there's a spot to check if you'd like our newsletter or not. And that gives a lot of our fundraising activities that are coming up.
And I have to ask just a personal question. How did you ladies meet? And how did you ladies say, this is what we're going to do? Not this is what I want to do, but this is what we're going to do. How did that happen?
Well, about 5.5 years ago, Tammy and I happened to run into each other actually it was at a funeral, and we were standing out in the parking lot, and we just started talking about our children with disabilities. And Tammy, I don't know how much you want to share about all this, but Tammy's got quite a story. We have one son that we brought on from the foster system, or now as legal guardians. Ian's profoundly handicapped, and he's 30. And we realized that we're not going to be around forever, and we needed to make provisions for him for his future. Tammy, on her end, was having the same thoughts about her children. And Tammy, you can tell a little bit more about that. But at that point, when we got together, we just decided, the options for our children, once we're no longer able to care for them, are group homes or host homes. And there are no group home or host homes available in Forsyth County, which means our children would be shipped out to another county, possibly even another state. And we just didn't want them removed from everything they know and everything they're familiar with. So we just decided at that moment that God was saying to us, ladies, I've got another project for you two. And we just were like, we're going to build a community, not only for our kids, but for many other kids like them, who want a forever home or a place where they can stay, and their caregivers or their parents or loved ones would know that they would be taken care of in the same way they've been taken care of for all of their lives. So here we are with Keystone 5.5 years later, and we've made great headways. We've gotten so much community support, and there's the momentum out there is amazing. And Tammy had just done a survey that she sent out, she referenced, and the response from that has been kind of overwhelming. There is so much need out there, so we're really working hard to get this place up and running so that we can provide a wonderful place for so many of the adults with disabilities, not only in our area, but in this, in the state of Georgia and surrounding areas, communities.
I tell you, you ladies have the pulse on the community up there in Forsyth, and you know what parents want because you two are living this journey as well. I cannot thank you both enough, Beth, Tammy, for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having us. We just love to talk about Keystone. So if anybody has any questions, please reach out, and we'd love to hear from everyone.
Yep. Go to our website, keystonevillage.org, for lots more information and updates.
What we didn't get to on the show is Tammy is like mega mom. Like, she has 12 children, 5 biological and 7 that she adopted, all with special needs. So for her to take 15 minutes of her time out of her day to do this interview, thank you so much again to Tammy. And, you know, Beth was telling me a really cool opportunity will happen once the wait list opens up. It's going to look a little different than a traditional wait list. It's going to be an assessment survey. And that's because, you know, not everybody can join Keystone Village. And they really need to know who is on that wait list and what their disabilities and their challenges are. So when we get a little closer to that wait list and assessment survey coming out, I'll invite the girls back on to Life with the Spectrum. So many great living communities popping up all over, and now one up in Forsyth County, a much needed one. And it sounds like it's Keystone Village is going to be terrific. So make sure to look up for them and all of their different galas that they have coming up and opportunities to raise money at keystonevillage.org. Thanks again for checking into Life with the Spectrum. Each and every week, our sole goal to connect you with tools and resources, organizations and foundations, and people like Beth and Tammy making a difference. So until next time, we live Life with the Spectrum. See ya. Bye.